Alright guys, in this video we are going to walk through the installation process of our Can-Am Maverick X3-STAGE2 kit. Now in this kit we include our PMX radio dash kit along with mounting hardware and wiring harnesses, our PMX2 digital marine receiver, our upper speaker panels that will then accept our Prime Series 6.5-inch marine speakers. So to get started with this kit, first thing we need to do is remove the upper dash cover that covers the fuse panel. Alright, so now that we have the panel removed, we're ready to go ahead and locate the two holes that we need to drill to secure the dash assembly at the front of the dash itself. This is going to be where we screw in the two provided threaded screws that come with the kit. Now, in most of the Can-Am X3 models, you'll see two small indentions molded into the dash. This locates where we want to go ahead and drill the holes using an 1/8" drill bit. In case your vehicle does not have these indentions, you can use the dash kit itself as a guide by laying it in place and simply marking through the two bolt holes. Once they're marked, go ahead and drill through. Now that we have the holes drilled, we're ready to go ahead and start the assembly of the dash kit itself. To do this, we'll need to locate the dash kit, our PMX2 carrier tray, and of course our PMX2 radio. To start the assembly process, you're going to take the carrier tray provided in the kit, and you're going to mount this into the dash kit assembly itself. Alright, with the carrier tray installed, we're ready to go ahead and install our PMX2 radio. To do this, using the 4 remaining screws that came with the dash kit, simply insert the PMX2 radio from the back side and install the 4 screws. Alright, so now that we have the PMX2 installed in the dash kit, we're ready to move back over to the vehicle to install the main power harness. Now to install the harness, we are going to take the 2-pin black connector with the power and ground wire, and we're going to drop that down through the hole by the fuse block into the lower dash area. Now this connector will plug into a mating 2-pin connector that you'll find underneath the dash. Alright guys, so now that we have the power connection made with the PMX radio harness, we're ready to move on to disassemble the upper dash to get it ready to install our new speaker mounting panels. Now to do this, we're going to remove the upper panels located on both the driver and passenger side of the vehicle by removing the appropriate bolts and securing pins. Now we want to make sure we also disconnect any switches located on the driver's side panel, and then we're going to relocate those to the new panel when we're ready to install it. Okay guys, so some things to note when you're disassembling the upper dash panels to prep for your speaker panels. What you'll find is behind the gas cap cover, there will be a 10mm nut that attaches one of the primary bolts. You'll need to remove the bolt and nut assembly to be able to get the passenger side dash panel out. Additionally, on the driver's side, you may want to remove the two T27 bolts that hold the center upper dash assembly in place. This will loosen it up, giving you some slack to be able to pull the panel out from underneath because of the flange that's molded into the side of it. Additionally, be aware that there is also a panel pin mounted underneath the dash that's not easily visible from above. Once we have the panels out, you'll want to move your switches from the driver's side factory panel over to your new speaker panel. And you'll also notice that there's two retaining clips on each panel where the factory pin clips go into. You will need to remove these and move them over to the new panels so when you place the pin clips back in, they have something to lock into. All right guys, so now that we have our panels prepped, we're ready to go ahead and install our speaker wire harnesses. Now the PMX radio harness is long enough to make your connections for all your speaker wires underneath the driver's side dash panel. So you'll want to route those past the fuse block into the driver's area. Next, you'll take your speaker harnesses that come with our dash panels and lay those in place. Now the driver's side is shorter than the passenger side, of course, because that's where we're going to make all of our connections. Once you have the wires routed from both sides, you can make the connections at the PMX radio harness, paying attention to the left and right connection label. Connect those to the front speaker outputs of the radio harness, and then once those connections are made, we can go ahead and reinstall the new panels into place. All right, so now that we have the panels installed, we're ready to continue on connecting and mounting our speakers. You're going to take the speaker wire, connect to the positive and negative terminal of each speaker, and then mount the speaker into the panel using the hardware provided. All right, so now that we have the speakers wired and installed into the dash panels, we're ready to go ahead and install our dash kit and PMX2 radio. All you need to do is take the PMX harness and connect it to the PMX2 radio. Insert the 2 tabs on the dash kit on the front of the dash area, lining up the 2 holes in the dash kit with the holes that we drilled earlier, and secure it utilizing the 2 screws with the kit. Once that's done, we're able to power this system up, make sure that everything is working properly, and we're ready to get this vehicle back out on the road. All right, guys, it pretty much wraps it up for this install. As you can see, it was pretty easy and straightforward to do. Now, a couple things to note. If you're having an aftermarket roll cage installed onto your Can-Am, and it's going to have a lower crossbar that goes above the dash, you will need to make sure that you have enough clearance between that bar and the dash for the speaker to fit. In our particular vehicle, we have the stock cage, so it's not a concern for us. One other thing is when you install the new panels on the dash, we do include the safety stickers, so if you're somebody who wants to reinstall these, you have them so you can. And as always, if you have any questions during the install, please feel free to give our tech guys a call or check out our website for more detailed information. As always, appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you again in another installation video.